Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a brand new release from Caliray, Southern California Cool, for you a little bit. This is the Caliray Socal Superbloom Lip and Cheek Tint Soft Stain Blush. That's its full name, but I think we can be a little bit more informal with it here, I hope. I am not wearing anything on my cheeks or my lips, so we are going to try on the shades that I got. A little programming note, there are a lot of new releases coming out. I am very backed up with new releases, and I haven't gotten to them all yet. Some that are a little smaller, I'll put in a bigger kind of video with them all together, and others like this Caliray product kind of are most anticipated enough, I should say, to get their own video. But I also know that by requests, I got a number of Caliray requests, which let me know it probably merited its own video. So you can, weigh in on that and what you want to see, and it kind of helps me know what order to put it in because I am snowed under. Woo! Am I ever? Okay, so let's talk about this now. The Caliray Socal Superbloom Lip and Cheek Tint, we'll abbreviate it to that, is $28 and comes in 4 shades. I picked up 2 of the 4 shades, Dawn Patrol and Heat Wave. It is a radiant finish, and it is a combination between a cream lip and cheek stain and a stain, as I just said. Kind of a cream and a stain. So it should have a stay put feeling to it, but should be nice and creamy and pretty. I mean, it could go on the eyes, there's no rules, but it's really made for cheek and lip. And what I thought we would do is, I bought 2 of the 4 shades, so I thought we would do one cheek, but I will switch it out on the lips so that you could see it. And as I have been doing for the past little bit, I will apply it normally, like I'd go out into society on the cheeks, and then I will also overdo it so that those of you who need it kind of super saturated to really get an idea of the shade, you'll have that too, and hopefully that will please everybody. Okay, so let's take a look first of all at these swatches. Caliray is Wendy from Urban Decay, and a lot of people love their relaxed, youthful California style. Some people think they can be a little bit vulgar. Here is Dawn Patrol right there, and they can be a bit. As you see, this is kind of almost like a high shine. It really looks like a lip product. But as you kind of smear it out there, it leaves behind a stain. And we're going to see if it's sticky. That was Dawn Patrol. And here is Heat Wave. Much more pink. Ooh, that is a bright one. And I will do the same thing. Make sure I use a clean finger. And I will kind of spread it out a little bit there. Sorry for the messy swatch, but that gives you an idea of what it looks like as we draw it out a bit. And it has kind of that radiant finish, as you see. Even the areas that I have smoothed out have that real radiant finish. Let's see what we think of these outside in the warm California sunshine. We actually have a big storm. I always end up doing the weather report. We actually have a big storm heading our way in California, but it is certainly still hot. Very un-California-like weather, to be honest with you. But it is still very, very warm out. So we have a lot of sun, and I don't think that's going to stop. Okay, what I was saying about people finding Caliray a bit much, they do have a very youthful, very kind of beach bum, SoCal, kind of relaxed attitude. And they do use a lot of kind of sexuality to sell. So it depends how you feel about that. I'm going to stay on the fence. All right, let's go ahead and try these on both cheeks, and then we will try the lips as well. Here is Dawn Patrol. I have a very subtle makeup look today, and we can use the fingers gently, of course, or we can use brushes. Interesting, when I put it on, it has 2 things. Number one, it has it's stained right there where I put it, so you better work quickly. There's just a normal amount of Dawn Patrol, and I'll put a little bit more on. I'm telling you though, work quickly because I can see the dots where I put it. I still see them. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can on camera, but there's a dot and a dot, which is exactly where I put the product. What am I wearing underneath? The Fenty foundation. Maybe this would be better on bare skin. That's kind of a hard look for a lot of people to pull off. That's interesting. Let me try this here. Let me just put this as a dot on my hand. That's bare skin. And then let's see if it's going to do that on my hand. Yeah, it's still making a mark. I don't know if you're able to see that. You might have to take my word for it, but we still have a little bit of a dark mark, and there's obviously no makeup or anything on my hand, so that solved that issue for us. So you got to work more quickly than anyone would really be able to. I'm going to put the doe foot on my lips. A lot of you will not like that because it goes on the cheek and stuff. We're going to try it though. I'm just going to kind of dot really quickly because it has a nice shape to it. This is Dawn Patrol. Let's talk about fragrance. Definitely overtly coconutty in a very pretty kind of like coconut sunscreen way. If you've ever worn sunscreen that smells like coconut, copper tone, was it that used to smell like coconut? Raise your hand in comments if you know what I'm talking about. The radiant finish is super nice on the lips. In fact, it feels to me a little bit more like a lip product than a cheek product, to be honest with you. And I'm still seeing 2 dots where I put the pigment originally and a definite darker dot on my hand with no makeup on it. All right, on this cheek, let's go ahead and put Heat Wave, and we'll see if that one does it too. Okay, stay in really quickly. That one did not do it as much, but boy, was that a race, huh? Okay, this is just the normal application amount, and that was a much brighter. I was in such a hurry, I don't even know where I put that. I feel like you can't even go, which brush should I use? You know, I feel like it's got to be real quick. Okay, let's overdo this Heat Wave. Oh, I don't want to have polka dots on my face. I'm not seeing it as much with this color. Isn't that interesting? Okay, there it is, way overdone. You know, I'm not going to wear it that way outside. Almost looks like a skin condition overdone. But I want you to be able to see the shade. And then we'll do the same with this one. I'm not seeing those dots. Okay, now I got to try it on the hand again. Bear with me. Bear with me. Amuse yourself while I do this experiment. Yeah, interestingly enough, a little bit with this shade, but nothing like Dawn Patrol. So it's shade by shade. That's interesting. Okay, and then I'm going to put a lot on here and I'll kind of smear it like that, you guys. I'm just overdoing it. This is a clean hand. And I'm still seeing, only with Dawn Patrol, that darkness where the initial swipe was. That's interesting that it's by shade, isn't it? I mean, it's super pretty. Okay, I'm going to go off camera. And there it is. Well, let's just say this first. Dawn Patrol on cheek and lip. I'll try Heat Wave on lips in a moment. And then Heat Wave just on the cheek. Both cheeks are very overdone now. You initially saw them with just a little bit of product, but this should really give you a better idea. Interestingly enough, only Dawn Patrol is leaving a mark where it was first put down. And I'm seeing that maybe a tiny bit with Heat Wave, but not really. Nothing that would have been alarming, so that's super interesting. Okay, I am going to take this off my lips for us to try Heat Wave on the lips, but first, let's just talk about the feeling here. A definite radiant feeling. It definitely feels like I have maybe like a cream blush on. They said it's a combination of a cream and kind of a stain. So it definitely has that radiant feeling. It doesn't feel sticky. My hair wouldn't get stuck in it. You could certainly powder it. What I'm going to do right now is I'll take off the lipstick so we can try Heat Wave, and then I'll bring a little powder over because I know some of you won't mind that radiant, dewy feeling on the cheeks, and some of you will. So I'll bring a little powder over. Okay, so this is an oddity. You know, I'm a little bit blinded by studio lights too. It's why I take things outside and sometimes take a break. Obviously, I've over-applied both shades here, but when I went into some more natural light and really looked at my own cheeks, I do see a little bit, not as much, but I do see where Heat Wave also left a mark. And you saw me apply it. I mean, it's not like I went and did the dishes while it was drying. So, you know, definitely wherever you put it, it's going to leave a little bit of a mark. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll tell you this, I love it on the lips though. So let's try Heat Wave on the lips, and then I did bring some powder over. It's really comfy. I put on way too much, but it's really comfy on the lips, kind of like a little bit of a gloss. Feels a little bit like the Benefit Benetint, a little bit, without that rosy smell. And it's pretty. I mean, it's lighting up my face. It's really pretty. Now that I've let it sit for a while as I was examining all this, It still feels dewy. Feels like I put a little bit of, you know, like a dewy highlighter or something on, and it's certainly pretty. But let's see what happens. I brought over just some pressed powder, Charlotte Tilbury, you know, a classic, and just in a translucent type shade. Let's just see what happens. So the powder goes over it nicely. It's not pixelating or anything. Didn't mess with the color, and let's see what it did for the feel. Yeah. Okay, so the powder over the top, if you hate the feel of that dewiness, a little bit of translucent powder over the top doesn't hurt the color. In fact, it actually helped a little bit here and makes it feel like skin. Easy peasy. And if you don't mind the dewy feeling, then that's there for you too. I feel like this is more of a lip product, and I think the shades are beautiful on the lips. I actually think it's super pretty on the cheeks too, but it's just a bit weird in that there's playtime and yet there isn't, you know? So I don't know how I feel about that, but boy, the colors are innovative and they're cheerful and they're really pretty. I have two different shades on the cheeks, of course, but I mean, I really think it's kind of bringing the look alive, especially on the lips. I think I might use this on the lips more and more on the cheeks just in a pinch. And I want to say, but do work fast. I don't think I could have worked any faster. So actually putting the powder on kind of tamed it a bit. But it definitely does leave a little bit of a dot where you put it. And we saw that on the hand as well with no makeup on it. So kind of interesting. Maybe with a lot of moisturizer, it would slip better. I don't know. You know, and it depends how much you are willing to invest time-wise into experimentation. All right, very pretty, definite coconut scent. Still there a little bit on the hand application, which was about a half hour ago. But I'm not smelling it or feeling it or tasting it on the lips or anything like that. So keep that in mind. $28 each. So this is what makes this a community. You tell me, what do you guys think? Is this a product you would pick up for $28? What do you think of that dot on the cheek? What are your thoughts? Certainly it's lively and pretty. I'm not going to go anything against it there, but I would love to know what you guys are thinking. Again, that's what makes us a community. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to grow. Check and see if you're subscribed, and if not, click that subscribe button too. And while you're at it, come say a big hello over on Instagram, TikTok, and now on Threads. Don't forget that you can become a bigger part of this YouTube community by becoming a channel member, by shopping from the links below, or by giving super thanks. But in any way that you choose to be here, please know that I'm super happy to have you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.